Now, when those in need look for help, there are some great nonprofit organizations in our area. But when those organizations are in need of assistance, who do they turn to? Well, the Greater Ottawa County United Way is a huge helping hand to many of those organizations, but they can only do it with help from people like you. Shannon is here this morning to share more. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning,
Thanks
Todd.
for being here. Tell us, for those who don't know, how the United Way helps support those organizations. People hear of the United Way, are familiar with the name. When we donate money to the United Way, how is that money disseminated?
Well, that's a really good question, Todd. So our annual campaign is the way that we get started. So we're always looking for help there. We know that 30% of our working households struggle to meet bills such as medical, food, school supplies, things of that nature. So we're always looking for our community to pitch in and help. And when they do help, what's really cool about that is for every dollar that they give, we turn that into $3.50. So when you think about that, it's a pretty cool return.
I've got $1. Hold on a second.
Exactly. We wish our banks did that for us, right? So that's really special. And you really hit the nail on the head. Our agencies that do give those services, we help them help other people. So we do have volunteers from the community that come in and they help decide where that money is going to go so that we know that it's going to the right places. And United Way is like a blanket. We love those wraparound services, right? So we know if someone is struggling to pay their medical bills or their utility bills, they're probably struggling to put food on the table as well.
Absolutely, sure. And we're getting some pictures, I think, of some of your volunteers from this Students Live United program.
Absolutely.
This is a very cool program. Let's share something about that with our viewers.
So Students Live United is awesome. It's in 7 different high schools in Ottawa County. It's a 4-year program. We have just over 500 kiddos that are enrolled in this. And so it's basically a junior United Way. So they learn how to give, advocate, and volunteer through this program. It is a leadership program, and these kids help address some of the community needs as well.
Very neat way to model altruism, philanthropy in the community,
Absolutely.
to start that early in their life. And so this is a volunteer program. You mentioned that there's really 2 things that make this work, and that's donations and volunteering.
Absolutely, and we're always looking for sponsorships for this program, so we don't charge our kids to be in this, which is really unique, and it's a blanket program as well. So we reward these kids for different benchmarks, so if they give certain amounts of volunteer hours, they'll get rewarded from United Way and from the governor. So it's a really cool thing to do, and it umbrellas over things like National Honor Society, Student Council, anywhere they're volunteering, those hours count for our program as well.
What types of things are they doing when they volunteer?
Oh, all sorts of things. They do a lot of drives. I think for kids, that's one of the easiest ways to give back because they can do it right at their school. So we just had a couple of schools from Spring Lake and from West Ottawa collect coats for people in need, and they donated those to local shelters. So those are some of the cool ways that the kids get involved. Yeah,
it really does take a community to come together and to make things like this happen. So if people want to get involved, or maybe they want to support the program, first, I'm sure any parent with a student would be like, hey, you should get involved in that. Right?
Yeah.
But for those who don't have kids, or maybe they've aged out of that, can we help that Students Live United program?
Well, you can always give. We're always looking for donations to help support that through our Students Live United coordinator, her time and the materials that we take to these kids to help them be successful. We do help them with a portfolio. And you can also just go to the website at ottawaunitedway.org and find different ways to give and to volunteer and to help out those kids.
And you can find that information even if you don't want to support the Students Live United program. Maybe you yourself want to volunteer your time.
Absolutely. We're always looking for parents that want to be a liaison at the schools. So if you are interested, just contact me, Shannon, and I can help connect you that way.
You've seen her face. There she is. This is the woman you'll be talking to. Shannon is the person that you'll be contacted with. For more information, make a donation or sign up to help. As you heard Shannon say, ottawaunitedway.org. More specifically, /Students Live United if you want more on that program.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, Todd.
Appreciate the time.